It's all about who you know. Okay, so you could be the most talented person in the world, you could be the funniest, best looking, whatever. If you don't have any connections into the industry you want to pursue, you're not going to become anything at all. But if you have an insider, okay, let's say a casting director, or you know a director, or you know whatever, and they like you, whatever, they put you on, and essentially you'll never have to work for something again because they just hand it to you. But you have to get to that position, so you have to work really hard to get to that position, and then everything becomes in a way handed to you. uh, because if you look at rich people, they stay rich. A lot of times they stay rich and keep on getting richer. That's not because they're so much smarter than you and I. It's, yes, they worked super super hard for 20 years, super hard, and then the 21st year they met someone who knew someone who knew someone, and then they just kept pumping them. Okay, yo, bet on this, bet on that, bet on this, and it keeps on hitting. It's like, what do you know? Well, it's not me, it's him. What does he know? I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like a transaction and keeps on going. But the guy worked his ass off for 20 years, and then now he's at this position. He's just never going to be broke again unless, he makes stupid mistakes. But if he just listens to these insiders and then he becomes an insider himself and then he passes it on, that's how it works. So if you expect to be anything, I mean, it's completely doable, but it's just like those insiders are going to bring you up a notch. Um, how does one access the insiders? Well, I don't really know. I mean, I have like certain stuff just for like minimal stuff, but I mean like proper insiders, like where it's like rich, rich, rich. Because that's what I think. Like right now, Elon Musk, whoever these super rich people, they could be doing like a Zoom meeting and just be talking about, hey, what do you guys think about this stock, or what do you think about, and just have good conversations about money and finances and where to invest their money. And then, they just keep on making money, and the rich keep on getting richer and the poor keep on getting more poor. Because when you look at poor people, they're buying lottery tickets, they're buying, all this crap because they're just hoping, because they don't really want to put in the work, right? They're just hoping to luck out and to make $20 million without actually having to put in the work. And sure, let's say you buy a lottery ticket, it's like $10. Okay, what's $10 in the long run? Nothing. But it's not just $10 because it goes 10 to 20 to 30 to 40, and then you just keep going down this rabbit hole thinking, okay, the next one's going to hit, and once the next one hits, then I make all the money back, and the next one doesn't hit, and it's a continuous cycle. When rich people don't do that, because they don't need to do that. The insider information that they have, they don't need to pay for, and the the ROI on it is so much greater than the jackpot of winning the lottery, because not only is it more money, or even if it's less money, it's continuous money. So okay, $20 million on this, okay, but then next one's going to be also 20 million, like it's a continuous thing. um so the jackpot is finding the connections and then pursuing that. That's the real jackpot. Don't be spending your money on lottery tickets and all that crap. Because I find a lot of people when they turn 18, or what is it, 18 or 19, I think 18, you could buy your first lottery ticket, and it's like a tradition. Oh, you're 18, go buy your first lottery ticket. Why should that ever be a tradition? Like, oh, you're 18, go fucking give money to the government and you're not going to win anything. Why is that like a tradition? So if I was the government, that's exactly what I would do. I would instill it inside people's brains, and create this quote unquote tradition. Just like, you know, cereal is not healthy for you. It's not good for you. Nothing about cereal is good for you. But that's what they do, is they instill it in our brains that, cereal is a breakfast food and it's good for you and whatever. And you feed your kids that crap. And then that's why your kids end up looking like what they look like, and having those health conditions. You got to eat proper food and fuel your body properly, just like you have to invest your money properly. If you have an insider on a bet, then you follow that insider. If you have an insider on a stock, then you follow that insider. But don't be going in blind. You got to research stuff. The lottery is all rigged. It's all whatever. It's all fake. Um, and plus, when people win the lottery, they end up losing all of it, because and more, because their foundation isn't built. Right? Remember talking about foundation? It needs to be built. Because so when I have a lot of money in the future, I'm going to be very, very wealthy. When I do have a lot of money, I don't think I'm going to give many handouts to people. Of course, it's going to be me and my brother are going to be very wealthy. I'm sure a couple of friends I'm going to help out. But I mean, some people are never meant to have money ever, because they're stupid. They don't know what they would do with the money. And if you were to give them, let's say $10 million, if you were to give them $10 million, they'd end up blowing it and then kind of harming themselves. They probably buy, hookers, or they spend their money on this girl, that girl, or drinks, or just stupid stuff. They would blow it, and then having that much money equates to power. And once you have a lot of power, you could hurt yourself. Like, yeah, you can control people, but you still need to end up like paying people and all that. So imagine, like, you have $10 million and you go to gamble and you win. Okay, nice. You make fucking, let's say you place down 1 million, you make 2 million, and you go, okay, I want to keep going. You place down money, and some shit happens, and these are real people that you shouldn't fuck with. You're gonna end up getting like your arm cut off or something like that. That's why some people were always meant to be broke, just like some people are always meant to not be famous and not successful, because they couldn't handle it. And the people that do become famous and successful, that can't handle it, you see what happens to them. They end up, going into drugs, and they look terrible, and they ruin a bunch of people's lives and their lives. So sometimes it's actually better to leave those people kind of down. Like, of course, if it's like a medical thing and they ask for money for a surgery, that's different. Or like if you bless them with, I don't know, maybe like a house, like something that you can't really fuck up. I mean, you could fuck up a house, but less than cash. Like, you can't give them cash. And I have a couple people in my mind that I would help, but not cash wise, because they were never meant to be successful. That's just how it is. The moment they were born, it was written in the stars. They weren't meant to be successful. So if you give them $10 million, that's kind of fucking up everything. And yeah, it wasn't meant to happen. So just be careful. And if you do end up succeeding, which I hope you do, whoever's watching this, just, you gotta really, really keep, like you just gotta see through people. A lot of times people don't see through people and they trust them too much. I don't know, if somebody's lazy, don't give them money. Like, don't be blessing somebody that doesn't, like, if you have a business partner and you won, let's say, somehow you had an insider information, but I'm sure you would already give it to your business partner or best friend. But I'm talking about somehow you inherited, let's say, $10 million, and you have a best friend or a brother or whatever, and it's you two and just you two together, and you guys are trying to, achieve the same goals, but you're doing it together. That's somebody you help out. And you go, look, we got $10 million. Let's fucking make this 20 and then keep on going. But when you become successful and you have like a friend that comes up to you, talk about, yo, man, like, I haven't seen you in 2 years. I'm so happy that whatever, you're big. And look, honestly, my life has been very difficult. Can I please have 20 grand? Now, you could look at it two different ways. You could give it, because what is 20 grand to you? It's not a lot, but then that could fuck up their life. But like they said in A Bronx Tale, I think it's A Bronx Tale, he was chasing the guy for the money. And then the main guy goes, why are you chasing him? Like, let's say the guy owes him $20 and he's chasing him, yo, give me my fucking 20 back. Give me my 20 back. And the kid goes, I don't have your 20. I don't have your 20. And the older guy goes, why are you chasing him? You essentially just bought him off of you, because he's going to keep on avoiding you. You bought him off for $20 and you're never going to deal with him again. So that's actually a good way to look at it as well. Where it's like somebody comes for a handout. Oh, can I have 20 grand? Look, I'll give you 40 grand. Never ask anything from me again. So I guess you're buying someone off for 40 grand. But if you're doing that, then you shouldn't really be surrounding yourself with that person. I'm just trying to, what else? Really just, and I say, if you somehow get in $10 million, which you will. So when you get $10 million, be really, really smart with that money, and instantaneously, like, put like 5 grand in like a tax-free savings account or something. Just put $5 million, sorry. I don't think you put that much in a tax-free savings account, but I mean, put 5 million somewhere locked, done, and it's making you money. So that could be property. Property is very valuable. So you put 5 million into property and you rent it out, but you got to be careful of the people you're renting it to, all of that. But you got to put 5 million aside, and you guarantee, because what you put it in, you could turn 5 million to 10 million in probably like 10 years or even less, right? So you put 5 mil, boom, guaranteed 10 mil. I'm not going to fucking touch that. And then maybe you take 3 mil from the leftover 5, and maybe you put that in half a safe thing. So it's like, okay, it's kind of whatever, like multiple properties, whatever. So there's one lock, and then one iffy, and then for the other, I don't know. For me personally, I would put 9 million in a lock, or probably like 9.5 million in a lock if I inherited 10 mil. So I'd be buying properties, and I'd be really focusing on just owning properties, and the 500 grand I would probably just enjoy. But yeah, properties for me, and from what my dad taught me, it's number one. Like I would go in with my brother, we would get multiple properties, and then we would just have to, work it out like with renting it out and all that. Um, but what I would do is I would buy a property at a university or near a university campus, and I would rent out to like my brother's friends or kids that I know. So it's like like you know what I mean? Because if you buy a property near a university, I'm sure maybe it will be more expensive, but it's a guaranteed income. You have these kids, you just gotta be careful that who you're renting out to. But I mean, you rent it out to your friends, you rent it to whatever, but then also with your friends, you gotta be careful because what if they don't end up paying you the rent, and that ruins your friendship? So maybe keep them to the side. Just properties is very important. Um, I would probably, I don't know, man. I would definitely just lock away like 9.5 guaranteed. Like I want 9.5 to turn into $20 million. And then this 500 grand, I'll probably just, I don't know, but I forget what I was talking about. Just be careful with who you trust, and money is kind of the root to all evilness, but also the root to all happiness, because money allows you freedom and buys you freedom. But money also buys you gateways to really hurting yourself, because now you could buy like the best drugs or the best this or the best that, and then like an over intake of anything could be really bad for you. um so yeah, just be careful, and I'm sure you will be very wealthy soon if you just continue to watch my videos. Thank you very much.